I I know that for a moment there I sort of felt guilty and thinking I'm pushing the video faster than I'm using the washroom when I have to in between my video recordings. Do you know why? Because I'm 53 years old, because I've had very little media and airplay and fun. I've had way too little fun in my life. I've always had such a workload. And you may say, how could you say that when you know that you basically put everything off, including getting a job, and just you don't clean up? You don't go to work. You don't even leave your bedroom here. How can you say that you never really had any fun? You can do whatever you want. Well, I really have not done what I wanted. I would have been more like Slash, for example. I would have been in every country a long time ago. I'll bet you I would have been if I would have had the money, if I would have had the access, if I would have had the support from people saying, you're Jesus for God's sake. You can have absolutely anything and everything. I've got 500 signatures for you and the money to go with. Nobody did that for me. Nobody is doing that for me right now. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I should use my prayer of faith and say, oh, I pray, dear God, that people are actually saying, yes, I do want to become a member of God's kingdom of heaven. And I do want to pay Jesus. I do want to honor the new government system of heaven, by which is our regular system upgraded. I just looked over and I saw my favorite little smiling girl. I've showed you this cute little thing many times. It's basically a little Dollarama product, and I still kept the tag on. Didn't want to cut any part off that cute little foot at the bottom. I love stuffed toys, but I guess we always get partial to one or two of them, and I think this looks so cute. The back of that little head. I know that when you have a baby, a real baby, and you can see the back of their little bald head, for example, or just a little bit of hair, or maybe a little baby cap, and they look so cute, and they look something like this, the way they are completely vulnerable to the shoulder that they are hugging next to, being held next to. But I always thought that, these three poppies at the top of my Santa Claus hat really fit the purpose of who I am, who God is. And I thought, if me and Slash ever get to meet, then he can wear the man's costume of gingerbread man, and I can wear the little lady's costume. And mind you, this probably is a children's costume. There is no shirt under this little pants, by which maybe I should take this off. I have Prissy and Jesus that I made my in-hand business card. You see Prissy Incorporated. It's a blank card, and I wrote in Jesus and Prissy, and my phone number is right there. I got these done. Here, definitely, I had to remember for a minute. They were done here at, I believe I went to Staples. I think so. And I told them to make them, and I made 3,000 of them just to see how bad I am at giving people the real thing. These are real professional, even though they're low cost ones, because I paid like $20 for 1,000, so it was $60. I still have at least half of the 3,000 I made, and I made these probably within the first 5 years that I've lived here, and I've been living here for 13 years now. So they should have been done in 3,000 days. I could have gave away three of these each day, and that is not that many. So you see how I try save, I try hang on to it, and just don't let it go. It's a weak spot, especially for things that are so low cost and could make so many people happy. But I'm so apprehensive to give people things because they're so careless, and it breaks my heart. And I think, well, I'm probably better hanging on to it as an old piece of Kathleen's souvenir for my beneficiary or for my family, for my friends, whoever signs with me to my deathbed. And I've still to make a professional will and don't know who I'm going to trust more, someone from my family or somebody who really deserves God's kingdom of heaven. And I don't know if they're ever going to really sign and say, you know, Kathleen, I think it's about time we stuck up for you and said, yes, we agree. You're an incredible part of our family. And whether we really honestly have complete faith enough to say that you're Jesus Christ to everybody, we still would love to sign on and maybe become your lowest paying members, like my $65 members, because that is a very light charge of extra to be able to sell them or not. It's $5. Don't forget that whole world. I'm speaking to you, not just my family. And Jesus and Prissy, it's so cute the way you can be like a small child and you can do fun things. But back to Slash being the male in a costume of gingerbread, and that you know the little story, the little old story, I guess. What is it called? Is it Hansel and Gretel that I must be thinking of? I always thought that was a good one. I'd like to get a huge encyclopedia of fables, the old-fashioned fables. The people who are really good at doing precious artwork. Make sure it's a company that really wants to please Jesus. I wish maybe someone like my family, like innocent people, for example, that haven't had a lot of professional publishing, for example. I'd like to put a real precious one together with fables, with some really good, honest drawings that you've never seen out of Disney World's Rich Man before, that you've seen really people who would design it like a homemade recipe book and not somebody like Post who's, got so much and so far already. And I'm trying not to put them down, but I'm also trying to make the world see that these people have been in function for so long that they may have lost some of the quality in development, by which I am saying definitely has been lost across the earth, has been wasted, has never come to surface, has never been seen, because too many of the big spending men have had too much of the money for too long, and we've missed out on people like Johnny Stevenson. I grew up with, and if I've ever mentioned the Stevenson family in the area, by which they were poor people, a large family of poor people. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that their dad was somewhat of an alcoholic, possibly. I know that he definitely was a drinker of alcohol, and I think that that was one thing. And also his wife, their mother, I'm not sure if she stayed with him, or maybe they were divorced, or maybe she died. I'm not sure on how that family really was for sure, because I was a young school child, a young elementary person at that time. But I remember the Stevenson family. I remember Johnny Stevenson. I remember Patrick Stevenson. And I remember Betty Ann Stevenson. Were there more children? I want the world to comment, even on my little wall here, that on my videos, let me know who was all a part of the Stevenson family of Alberta, Northern Alberta. And are any of them grown up and still alive? I'd love to have some contact with them if possible. Let them know that they are welcome to buy a share in God's kingdom of heaven. I think I'll probably remove the back part of this. I'll probably cut it off with a pair of scissors, and I may even cut off the sales tag by which it says Noel. It's got Noel, and it's a paper tag that comes right from the store. What else is on here? Dollarama, and it's got the digital printing of, is it the postal code, and made in China. So China/Chino. Is that a language that I'm not understanding? There's just an O instead of the A at the end. Let me find my smart chick glasses, by which I did report that I found these outside one day outside of the building, and I did not buy these glasses. So it's good to have a little bit of strength when you need to get rid of your astigmatism. But yes, 09-0902840 is the item code. Dollarama H4P1M8 would be the actual location of the Dollarama store, maybe, or the location of the China Dollarama slash Chino. Chinny. And so it's spelled Chine. So Chine. Maybe this is a French way of writing China, possibly. My smart chick glasses that are telling you about Slash and Prissy's gingerbread Hansel and Gretel big restaurant, a buffet, by which maybe we'll use this as a very good expenditure, a big extravagant expenditure, and have you just can buy these kind of gingerbread big cookies, man and woman cookies of gingerbread cookies, thick like my beautiful little stuffed animal. And here are our beautiful Remember Us poppies on top. And so it's just so much fun creating things that you'd like that just come to mind. And why not? When you're this rich and famous as God and Jesus and real live flesh telling the government where to go and what's to be put up in place of it, you really do have a lot of balls to wear between Slash and Prissy, and a lot of good times in designing the new government for the world. So please be a part as a member. You've got nothing to harm you. You've only got the chance of your lifetime to become wealthy with God in my kingdom of heaven. And recording more videos is what I intend to do. This must be number 11 of the day, and I'm still under 12 minutes, so that's why I'm not scurrying off too quickly, but will start. Once I see that 14-minute mark, I'm going to start closing down each video so that I don't push it to my maximum limit and always think, you know, that could go. If it's just all of a sudden I flip up and I can't press that button, I better start a little sooner trying to press the button off. So I've got laundry behind me. This big thing, maybe I have enough time to remove it and show you something I've been saving for Slash and Prissy's extravagant sewing business. Just a moment, please. I'll put my microphone down for a few seconds and my little gingerbread dolly there. The heavy boxes and equipment I have to keep lifting around because I've got such little room, and you know how my fingerprints of Jesus are on everything, and I don't want to throw it away. And I'm still, without Jesus being Kathleen Forsovich as well, even if I was only Kathleen or anybody other person, I would also still be fretful of throwing away so many valuable, beautiful, sentimental things. This here thing that I pulled out of this box right here, I could show you if I could pull that out. I wouldn't want to disconnect my video, but just this so that I have enough time to open the bag before the video ends. This ball of wool thing, strings and things that I pulled off, the balls that pull off of a dirty quilt or blanket, I've masked it up into a big ball and I collect it inside this bag. This is how much I value fabric, for example, or any little scrap that I pull off of something, as in fabric and function and textile, and I ball it up, and my Holy Spirit says, Kathleen, please chuck it in the garbage. I just never could bring myself to do it because I think maybe I did one bag earlier, way before, but I've been collecting this one for a long time. I just thought to myself, it all fits in the nice bag and it keeps everything organized. For that reason alone, that's why I do it. That's There's nothing wrong, nothing unhealthy about that. Just to see how careful I am, I want you to know. So I'm stopping this recording for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure have.